Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Sheets, and what we are now sweating is the unfortunate reality of what you have to sweat nowadays. And unfortunately, it does not look like it's going to work out. The only good thing about Jokic just going crazy in the third quarter is that it gave him a 25-point lead, so you didn't think you'd have to see him again. But unfortunately, their bench didn't hold. So now Jokic is back in the game and probably going to score 100. It does not look like Sheets' lineups are going to be doing very well tonight as Jokic just continues to pile on the points. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's just I've never seen anything like this. I mean, he's in the game and he averages looks like 5 points per minute in fantasy points. And if you watched any of that third quarter, the straw that broke the camel's back was at the very end of the third quarter. Just for good measure, he made a 90-foot shot at the end of the end of the period. So, yeah, not the best for those of us who has like one lineup with Jokic. So we just have to sit and eat it and watch the bad news. It doesn't really matter too much because I had pretty unfortunate run out, I guess, with the Toronto guys. I mean, they scored 125 points. I couldn't get anything really out of Barron and Barnes. That's again just kind of unfortunate. We do have some sneaky lineups with Christian Braun here that might do okay, but not like great. There's Braun, but unfortunately, it was from an assist from Jokic, so it's just you just can't get a break when you fade him. I mean, the only thing that you can hope for is that value doesn't get there, but you had a $3,200 Robert Williams Jr. who got there for openers. So I find it difficult to believe that you're going to be able to win without Jokic, but when all is said and done here. Let's let me pull up the lineups as Jokic passes. That's good. Oh, who's he going to get an assist to now? Or is he going to score? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Now, easy pass. Oh, the guy missed the layup. Thank God for that. I think he missed the layup. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we are going to take a look at the lobbies, both basketball and hockey. And then what, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do is we're not going to be able to build a showdown lineup for golf because they didn't finish. So we don't even know who's going to be playing tomorrow. Certainly, we're not going to have salaries or anything. Well, we might have salaries, actually. We just don't know exactly who's going to be playing. So we're going to have to wait on that. But let me see. How much does Jokic actually have here? Does he have 90 yet? Probably pretty close. Let's see. He's got 82. So I could live with him getting 82. But what's kind of I don't want to say annoying. I have this one fadeaway lineup, which I guess I can't really get there, but I want to pull it up. Just something to look for. Every time Sacramento gets close, it just costs more Jokic points. Now Braun's out of the game. Why is he out of the game? I don't want him out of the game. So now Jokic with another assist. Oh my God, just piling it on. Enough already. I want to pull up the Jokic lineup so I can just see Jokic with another rebound, and here comes another assist. No, he threw it away. Is that a turnover? Who gets the turnover? Nobody. Yeah, so let me just see what he has now. Jokic with an 85 ball. Even 85, I could maybe get away with, but not where he's going to be. You know? So we'll pull this up. And like this, I just to show what Jokic has. This is my best Jokic lineup. What does he have now? Oh, my God. They dinged him. 85? He doesn't have 87 anymore? They can't even keep up. He literally can't keep up with how many fantasy points he has. Do I have any videos to help me build better lineups? That's kind of a loaded question. Sure. I mean, within the TrueDFS library, there's zillions of hours of videos to help build better lineups. And to your point, I probably should have a better answer to that question about like exactly where to go for exactly what you need. I'm going to work on that, actually. I'm going to work on more kind of evergreen videos where someone says, hey, you have anything about how to make me a little bit better? Instead of me saying, well, yeah, just join and you'll learn as you go. Maybe I could do a little better than that. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I get it. 85 is crazy. I'll live with him still living with 85. But the problem is that they're just not getting blown out here. And he's just going to stay in. He's going to get 100. Right? Isn't that the deal? How does he not get 100? The game's not going to be over. There's 5 minutes to go. He averages at least 3 points a minute when he's in the game, especially in the crunch time. He's got 100% usage here. Literally every possession is going to end with him. Ooh, no. Look at that. Jamal Murray actually had a possession end with him, at least. I could kind of use Christian Braun to get in the game, actually, but he's not going to. This is the end. This is the last group. And Fox makes one, which is good because it makes it so Jokic doesn't get the rebound. But it's all brutal. I mean, it really is all brutal. I have again, it's probably moot even on FanDuel, but just for the hell of it, I am cashing in this monster here, which isn't bad. Jokic with the rebound. Oh no, somebody else with the rebound. So this one I'm in 18th place, and I have some minutes left with I have like Giddey, who's got 26 at the half, and Curry. So if I can get Curry and Giddey to really get motoring, this might make a little headway. I have to see what everybody else has. And then I have this kind of random Derek Jones play, which, I mean, you never know. Once this Denver thing happens, once this concludes at least, I'll be able to at least get an idea of what's happening. But there's just no way this is enough. I mean, these guys have 120 minutes left. He's got Harden. But he only has Carrington, DeSomnu, Wiggins. Yeah, this guy's got me. But this was the nuts, the freaking PJ Washington, 59 fantasy points, like a boss. I mean, what was it, 22 rebounds? Let me just remember what this was. Oh, only 19 rebounds. I thought he did get 20 at the end. But this was insane. Hero was a dud. Grimes was terrible. And yet still, I'm probably going to cash in this tournament, which is pretty amazing. So Jokic tonight, he's not piling it on quite yet. It's 4 minutes to go. Let me see what he has. Did he get fouled? Are you kidding me? No, he did not get fouled. He's at 87. He's got 25 points and 20. He's got 25, 22, and 17. For real. And now he's got another bucket. I wonder if anybody's. Yeah, they have. Have 20. I remember there was one weird game back in the 80s where it was either Johnny Moore or Alvin Robertson. I should probably Google that so I can remember. There was an incredible game where one of them had like 20 or something. There was a crazy game. What the hell was it? It was like it was a quadruple double. I forget what it was, but there was one real crazy one. It was Alvin Robertson. No, that was a triple double. That was a quadruple double. But there was some crazy like Johnny Moore game. Is that Braun somehow? Well, Braun's in the game. That's good. Let me see. Now I'm curious what this Johnny Moore game was. There was one game, 20 assists. He had one game with 20 assists. It was a weird. Now I gotta find it. Best passer, Johnny Moore, best game. Sorry, I'm doing this, but you listen. This is what I'm. Johnny Moore's top performances are. Let's see. First game, 38. It wasn't 38. It was. He had 26, 11, 13. He had 26, 11, 13, and 9 in one game. Maybe that's the game that I'm thinking of. Then he had a 22 and a 20. So I wonder if so this is now down to 7. So this means that Jokic is really going to get 100. Let's see. 88.5, 2:30 to go. Let's see. All right, so now Jokic has the ball. He's getting guarded by Sabonis, which is pretty LOL in and of itself. Oh my God, what abuse. Total baby hook. 90.5, 2 minutes to go. Ooh, then a 3. Okay. $24. That's all you imagine. This goes to overtime. What he's going to get? All right, get it to Braun somehow. Is there any chance that Braun touches the ball again? Whoa. Oh my God, another one. 92.5. Minute 45 to go. 94.5. Sorry. 8-point game. And he's probably going to get a block here. Or is that a steal? No, he just knocked it away. 94.5 points for him. Not sure why you didn't take Lonzo or Giddey. No, this is not TJ. This is not a sweat. I just have his score up. No, I mean I really don't have anything great going on. In my big one, I was good enough to have Lillard at 9% ownership, scoring 64. But everybody else is Carrington's a bad play. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't think it's a very good play either. No, apparently not. Apparently you need 6 Jokic's in your lineup. That would be ideal. But let's see if maybe we can't get a big old Curry Giddey, thing going here. One thing that's kind of interesting is that on FanDuel, at least, I was going to say the Jokic lineups are nowhere to be found, but that's not true. So this Jokic lineup. Speaking of your Harrington, TJ Gaming, the guy who's going to win the Monster on FanDuel is going to win it with Harrington, by the way. I want to let you know that. He's got Jokic with his 95% ownership, by the way, for Jokic. Because you're able to get Robert Williams and the Kongwu here. And he's got Carrington. Is that all he has left? Carrington and so just Carrington, actually. This guy's in the 4th. He's got 321. Maybe he's not gonna get there because the Colts here has what he's got. Is he really gonna win with freaking Jalen Johnson? That would be beyond insane. And no Jokic, that's just not possible. That's not happening. He's got Kevin Porter Jr. who's doing nothing at 35% ownership. This would be pretty legendary if Colts did it. So anyway, what I was going to say is that I'm not going to be able to do a showdown build because we don't know who's in. But I'm going to do an LCK build that starts in 4 hours. So I'm going to do that live. And again, it's probably a total of 4 people are going to want to see that. But I don't care. This is kind of what I'm doing. Hockey, I think, is kind of a disaster. Let me just see. I had one in the big one that was threatening to make the money, but not really. So it's 126, 118 there. I'm keeping an eye on that. So the energy line here, it pays 28. Yeah, this is no good. Oh my God, I'm already giving up 3 goals. So this is dead. Yeah, so it's not going to be a good day unless I really get something going in that FanDuel tournament. Okay, here's Jokic. Minutes ago, is he going to get 100? See, he doesn't really know about fantasy points, I don't think. So I don't think 100 is like a thing for him. I'm sure that if he knew that 100 fantasy points was something, he's got 94.5. I don't think he's going to get there with 50 seconds to go. Well, I don't know. He made the shot here, so it's a 5-point game with 48 seconds. So they're probably going to not foul. So, oh my God, they did foul him. Are you kidding me? They just fouled Jokic like nothing. They just I think they just want him to get 100 fantasy points. So let's just see. Yeah, so this is not a sweat. This is just my Jokic tracker because this is the only lineup I have with him. So he's got 95.5. And now he's going to have probably 96.5 in a second. Let's see what this one looks like. So 95.5 out comes Porter. Meanwhile, this Carrington is off to a pretty nice start at 4,100, 14.5. But that's a weird game because it's 44-22, so that game could blow out. All right, so 97.5 for Jokic, 41 seconds to go. So they called a timeout. So this is what's going to happen. So if Sacramento misses a shot, Jokic gets the rebound, gets fouled, makes 2 free throws, he gets 101. So that's something that we could sort of root for, I guess. Just for something to do, I guess. My one Jokic lineup here has what do I have, by the way? This isn't that bad. And this is gonna cash, but I'm gonna put this Chicago game on in a minute. Just to see if maybe I can get Curry and Giddey to start a game of horse of some kind. Until then, we're going to just root this one in. By the way, I would have lost money on this. I thought Denver minus whatever 8.5 or whatever that was like a lock, and it looked like it for a while. They're up 27. So he's got Jokic of 33, 22, and 17. That's all. N1 steal, 2 blocks, only 2 turnovers. I also don't particularly like that they give you credit for a triple-double and a double-double. Those are pretty highly correlated, to say the least. I guess they're all sort of correlated. Okay, so, oh my God. So Westbrook is going bananas. He thinks he got a steal, but they're not going to look at it, I don't think. So 9 seconds to go. Still Sacramento inbounding. Christian Braun's on the court again, so if he gets a steal, that's good for me. Inbound to Fox. Fox steps back, 3. No good. Rebound Sacramento. Swinging around. Oh, steal by Braun. Is that by Braun? And a dunk? Oh, yeah, that's good. So this game is over now. 130 to 121. I don't think Jokic can get the 100 now, unless he gets a rebound and he gets fouled. But there's only 20 seconds. Let's see. There's the shot. Missed, rebound Sacramento, up, no good, put back. So it's 130 to 123. And they called the timeout, really, with 16 seconds to go. So Denver called the timeout, 120. So it looks as though 96.5 is going to be the end of Rico. But the good news is I believe that we had a Christian Braun lineup that we were tracking that looked pretty good. So let's see if that thing still exists. No, I guess not. I guess that kind of fell apart because it doesn't have Jokic. So this was the Christian Braun lineup. 32 fantasy points of 43. So yeah, you need to be perfect here. So what I was hoping is that maybe Valanciunas somehow would go off here, but even that's not going to be good enough. You got Maswa here with all kinds of stuff. Carrington, whatever it is. Let's take a look at the other thing on FanDuel, the shot. Monster looks safe enough to cash, but we'll get that Giddy game up in a minute. And then the shot, I have, this is not going to be enough points, but just for the hell of it, I've got 302 with 86 to go, and I have Harden and Healds, who's got nothing right now. Derek Jones, maybe he gets sneaky, but likewise, it's going to be difficult. Do they foul Jokic there? They may have fouled Jokic there. So he's going to be going to the line, I think, to be getting 97.5 and 98.5. And then he could get the rebounds of the miss that's going to get them maybe to 100. Let's see. So let's see what he does. There's 97.5 right now, 15 seconds to go. First free throws up and good. Actually, that puts him to 97.5, it looks like. He's got 99.5. So it looks as though, yeah, so they can't even keep up. So 99.5. Let's see if he can get a rebound here to get the 100. No, he's at 98.5. They literally, it's like a slot machine. They just can't keep up. Let's see. Let's see if he can get one more rebound. So 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Oh, he fouled him. Jokic fouled him because they had one foul to give. He's got 98.5. Yeah, it's not going to be 100, but it's certainly going to be enough. But I don't think it's 100% guaranteed that you need him to win the slate. All right, so that's it. So he ended up at 98.5 fantasy points. Good on him. Let's take a look and see who's actually doing well in this in all these tournaments that I'm not. Okay, so that's part of why we're doing this. So let's take a look at the monster. And we're going to look at it from Mega 8. We're looking at it from a couple of perspectives. First, let's just get an eyeball view. First of all, what do I have? I have Curry. Whatever. Not going to be enough. JBC, who and my joke, he really needs the money. He's only had cash for like $5 million over the past couple of months. He has 336 with Curry. That's a good number. 336 with Curry. That looks tough. And this one's got 328 with oh my God, it looks like, is he a lock? No. Okay. So Maswa has Carrington and Lonzo, but he's got to make up 16 points. Boy, oh boy, JBC's really going to do this, isn't he? What about this guy? 93 fantasy point, 93 minutes left, and he's got Lonzo, Hield, Wiggins, and Poole. So it depends on how that whole thing kind of plays out. Right, so let me pull up what game I want to pull up. Let me pull up the Nugget game. The Warriors game. Bulls at Warriors. So that's what's going on. I think that I have to think that JBC's got to be a pretty big favorite here. Curry for 3, no good. Rebound somebody else. Curry for 3 again. Missed again. Oh, this is the day, right? All those days where Curry kills me, when I need him, he can't do anything. Is that really the story? Giddey throws it over somebody. I really need him to make it. He does not. I need the other guy to make it because that's an assist. But that's what happens when you need to rely on somebody else. Who's that? Lonzo with the rebound over to Giddey. Giddey back to Lonzo. In the corner to somebody. That's an atrocious. Oh my God, what an atrocious shot somebody took for Chicago. Okay, so it looks as though JBC is in real business here. Let's see this Raging Phillip. He's got Carrington. There's just no way that he's going to catch him. You know, Curry's definitely going to get more. Oh, and Giddey. That's got to be a turnover for Giddey, right? Yeah. That was atrocious. He's very weak. So I would say that JBC would be a big favorite. Now let's see what Saber Sims Live Sims have to say about that. Okay, so let's pull this up. Let's go into to contests for today, 23rd, and let's pull up the Mega 8s. And let's go Mega 8s. Okay. Let's go into lineups. Okay, so this is the way this is how they rank them over here. Let me pull this. Let me get this out of here. No lineups over here. So how do I pull this out without? I want to collapse the projections. Okay, here we go. All right. So here is the live projection for everybody in this tournament, according to Sabres, and as Vooch misses a floater. So it looks as though they have him as a big. I mean, this looks like a big favorite, right? Live sim ROI, live sim win percentage show 44% of the time he's going to win. Ooh, did he make that? That's nice. So in the swish, that seems to be the deal. Now let's pull up the fadeaway and see what that looks like. So here you have the best live projection is 366. Now you have Danny C with 372 is most likely. He's got the let's sort this way by live sim win percentage. So he's got, who does he have left? Oh, he had Trent Jr. with all of his threes. So he's got Kevin Porter Jr. It looks like, and they're projecting him to get another 13 points. So that's that. Let's see. Do they do the same thing for FanDuel? I don't even think they do. We'll just take a look at it and just see. I don't think that they do. Let's see. FanDuel. Let's go into contests. Let's pull up the monster here. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, they don't. And the shot, they don't show like the leaderboard or anything like that. So I guess they're only doing that for DraftKings, which is a little annoying. Okay. Let's take a look again at FanDuel. Let's see if I'm doing anything. Let's look at the NBA shot. And then we'll try to figure it out on our own, you know, who's doing well. And then we'll get, I guess, straight into the LOL. All right, so the NBA shot, we'll just take a look again. We looked at this before. We see Mazzo with 371 and 49 PMRs. I mean, it's going to be tough to beat him. I got 312. I mean, I just got a whole bunch of nothing here. Let me just see if there's anybody with like 100 or something. No, I got nothing. So I guess we'll just look and see. I mean, I imagine that something like this Mazzo lineup is going to be kind of the nuts, right? I mean, he's got healed and well, Derek Jones is not a big stud or anything like that, but he's got a pretty big lead over these guys. Let's see if there's anybody with a whole bunch down here. Here's another Mazwa. It's the day of the Mazwa, I guess. Well, what it really is It's got Wiggins. It's just the day of the Jokic, right? I mean, that's just the bottom line here. You don't have Jokic, you're just really behind the 8 ball, so to speak. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to keep an eye on, this is when probably everybody's going to disappear, but we're going to keep an eye on the monster just because it's really the only thing I have any remote sweat in, right? I mean, I have a couple of guys that, heaven forbid, they just keep it going and they get to overtime, then they got Derek Jones Jr. So this is a 25-point game. So God knows, maybe he gets blowout run and then he can kind of explode or whatever. But until then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my LCK build. So for those of you that are following this, you kind of know what I'm talking about here. For those who have never played League of Legends, this might be a little annoying. Okay, so Giddy missed the 3. And Curry turned the ball over. I mean, this is now, is that Giddy with a dunk? Maybe. No, it's somebody else. It's number 14, whoever that is. So let's take a look. All right, and let's just see what we're gonna do with LCK. So let's first of all get the right slate up. That would actually be nice. Right? Okay. So 3 a.m. and unlike today where you had 2 matches, both of them were huge favorites, and one of them was a 25-1 favorite or something like that, and the 25-1 favorite got swept. Let's just say that was quite the unlikely occurrence. But at the beginning of these splits, it's not. I don't want to say that particular result is not surprising, but I'm just saying that it's not surprising to see a lot of variance at the beginning of. It's not surprising to see a lot of variance at the beginning of splits because the meta might be different. Some teams have different players, and it may or may not take a while to affect chemistry, and you just don't know what improvements these folks made during the breaks. So I do think there's more variance than whatever. But when it comes to actually building lineups, it's a real constant battle for uniqueness. Okay. And part of, what you have to do, okay, is you have to start by building pure. In other words, just build the best lineups, partially so that you can see what's possible. So I talked about this in a video I made this morning. It's not as, they don't do this as much anymore. They should, but what DraftKings used to do is they used to, by their salaries, make it really hard to play the ultra chalk builds. Okay, they would just make it so it was impossible to get a 4-3 with double 80 carries with the big favorites. But oh my God, Curry bricking it again. How about another brick? Oh, he made one. Okay. So it's important to see what kind of lineups you can build before, applying the sims and stuff. But one thing I did notice when I did my first sets of builds yesterday is that the sims are really, really pushing you to make these non-traditional stacks, like these 4-2 stacks, because these 4-3s are becoming so easy to build that the duplication is just so wild. Yeah. So let's just, for now, let's just talk about the plays for just a minute here. So I have, the way I'm looking at this, I think that there's going to be a lot of ownership everywhere, really. I think that T1 is going to be the most logical team, followed by BFX. And listen, as both being favorites, that makes some sense. Obviously. In addition to that, Gelati LOL, who I regard as one of the best DFS, well, not DFS guys, not quite an expert DFS as he is just overall League of Legends. I do subscribe to his Patreon, and based on some of the things that he said, T1, even though obviously it's not going to be a particularly hot take, but that their chances to sweep are pretty good. I do think that before I even build, the natural thing to do would be to play T1 with either DRX or BFX. And again, it doesn't take too much to come up with that assessment. And if you play, if you want to just get unique, right? Okay, so if you want to be chalky, you'll either play T1 with, if you want to play 4-3s, right? You're going to play T1 with either DRX or BFX. And then the next thing you could do is play KT Rolster instead in your 4-3 stacks. The other alternative to the chalk is to play, not worry too much about playing favorites, but playing like 4-2s and other kinds of baloney. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to be really, really pure. And it's going to be a pretty cool revelation, which I think is going to look like it did yesterday. I haven't looked yet at what this is going to look like. But I asked the SaberSim folks like what changes they made in the Sims and in the lineup builders. They didn't really respond, but I did have a feeling that they were going to at least do something. And what I saw when I first did things yesterday was there was quite a big difference between what types of lineups you got pre-Sims, and what type of lineups you got after factoring in the Sims, as Josh Giddey misses yet another shot. Or is that Josh Giddey, or is that the other dude? No, that's the other dude. That's that number 14 guy. So I'm not worried too much about that. Somebody with a bad 2 for Golden State. I don't know why at this level of the cycle people are still taking shots like this. It's like ridiculous. Okay, so as this is building, again, I will recount my prediction. Is that I think that the difference you're gonna get a lot of, almost all, I would say, T1 BFX in the straight, Saber score builds. And then I think that when you start applying the Sims, you're probably going to get a bunch of 4-2s. One thing that I don't do, and I don't play this way, is I don't do these game stacks. Okay, now I know some people that do, and I don't want to say that they do well because, yeah, I do remember sometimes when they won, but I think in the long run, it's just got to just pitch too much money, even when the occasional slate comes when you nail it. But I do see the same this Schlud or Schlot or whatever his name is. I mean, he plays a lot of these 4-2s. He doesn't play. He does play some game stacks or whatever, but he plays a lot of these 4-2s, and he's in contention, for top 5s in uniques quite a bit. So I am going to be committing to this type of approach in the MMEs, and that is, if in fact I'm getting these 4-2s based on running the Sims, I'm just going to roll with them. All right, so let's first of all let's change this view. Wait, where are the lineups anyway? This doesn't really matter that much. Actually, let's make them over here. Okay, first thing, sorry. Let's upload my dummy lineups in here first before we do anything. And we're going to upload these. So we'll save mostly what we want to do. You already have this in here. And we already built the top, 32,000 lineups. And you'll see, not surprisingly, right? When we look at team stacks, we're going to be getting 100% T1 and 100% T1 with BFX as the top 30. And that is, why is this still processing? Let's rebuild these just for funsies. I know this is probably going to take another couple of minutes, but I think we have to do this. I don't like when it pauses in the middle. Check out some lineups when this is going on. So this is really not going anywhere. Because Curry's not really heating up. And oh my gosh, only got 25. And Josh Giddey, I mean, he's doing fine, but it's just not going to be enough. And the Mega 8's certainly not getting there. Not doing anything. All right, so let's get back to this. But you never know. I mean, 81-76, the overtime remains in play. Let me see if there's. Hold on. Let me see if I can get a. Kings Nuggets is over. I don't want to deal with that. All right, so I do apologize for this taking so long. It doesn't usually take this long. Now, what were you saying? You think DRX is closer to the odds show? Okay, that's fair enough. Pull up 3 for somebody. No good. Looks like the somebody with the rebound. Levine bringing it up over to the Vooch, swings it around. No, defense closed that off. Ooh, good take. This is Puzensky or whatever. Oh, that was that guy. Remember we were sweating him? I needed him that one time, the last late sweat. I don't think I need him today, though. Brandon, when does the so the Clash is this weekend? When does salaries and stuff come out for that? All right, let's see. We'll answer that in a sec. All right, so as I was mentioning, T1. All right, so T1, you are getting one or so DRX lineups, and as far as stack exposure, actually you're getting mostly 4-3s, but you are getting a decent amount of 4-2s, even in the main, non-sim adjusted builds. So I want you to remember this, right? This 100% T1, 94% BFX, and then we're going to run the sims against basically the Sabre sim ownership, projected fields. So now after we've done that, it changed it like a little bit. Okay. So now we're getting actually 88%. Oh, it's not till the second? Oh, okay. So we're not getting that much different. We're getting still mostly T1 and BFX, but a little bit more DRX and KT roster. And with respect to stack exposure, this is where it gets funky, right? So you look at this and you'd be getting 28 out of the 36 lineups being 4-2s. And usually, I wouldn't say usually, I mean, you have these. What you want to go through some of these? So let's go through what these would look like. Like this one here would just have KT in the team spot, right? We're trying to see where the outlier is. This one here, see, I think these are kind of interesting. Like when you have these random one-offs in these positions, like UCal as a random one-off in the mid. Okay. Now again, to get that home, you're going to need to have like a 2-1 series, right? But I think that's very doable. And then there's another KT roster. There's another KT roster. Boy, there's another KT. No, this one's kind of neat. This one has. This is actually, wow, this is really tempting. So this one's got a one-off of T1 with Doran. And you guys don't remember this, but I did like a whole video last year about how successful it was to have Doran as a standalone in the top. So there's no way I'm gonna avoid playing that. And then some of the, okay, so here's the first 4-3 that I'm seeing here. Actually, it's not. It's got BFX and DRX like this, so it's got a one-off of Vikla in the mid. And so to me, what this is showing is that, for better or worse, they have done some work with the contest sims in creating this kind of delta between what your standard non-sim lineups look like and what your sim lineups look like. So I am going to, especially on these 2-game slates, I'm gonna embrace it, and go for it. So I'm literally just going now. The one thing you could do, okay, if you want to get a little bit weird, is you go min uniques 2, for example, and let's see how bad so the median destination ROI doesn't really get affected too much. But then what happens is it puts this 3-3 up here, which boy oh boy, I mean, I don't know if I can tolerate that. And what this does is it actually doesn't really give you much of a break as far as exposure goes. So I would go back to min uniques 1, and then I would just kind of save them just like this. Okay. Now again, you can do the same approach, and I'll show you what it would look like just using the SaberSim projections as well. So there's that. And then as far as the Triumphant Warrior goes, I don't usually sim those. What I do is I just go back to the kind of just the best lineups here. So ROI, let's go back to Saber score, small slate, 100K, whatever. And then I'll just take a look at these lineups and see which of these I think is less likely to be duped, because I think they're going to all project very similarly. But see, this one has got 49,300. Actually, they both have 49.3. All three of them have 49.3. So I would just have to kind of pick my favorite one. And the way I kind of like doing that is I like to play the stacks that look a little weird. Like instead of like this one looks very pure, 4 T1s, but not in the team, and then BFX in those spots. This one looks actually pretty similar. So this one looks a little different, at least. Okay, it projects very similarly, but this one's got 2 T1s here, and it's a 4-3 T1, but it's got them in the team. Okay, so what I'll do for that is I'll X this one out here, and then I will X. Well, this one works. Hold on, that one works, and what's the other one that worked? And this one. So between these two, let's see, how can I distinguish them? They're both 49.3. They both have owner, Doran, Raptor, Vikla. I guess the only difference is Kellen versus Karia. I guess maybe, and this has Diable in the ADC. So yeah, I think this one might be a little less owned. So I think I'm going to do that one. So let's get rid of that, and we'll put the Diable one into the Triumphant Warrior and be kind of done with that. So now what I'm going to do, so this is all good. So I'm going to do the same thing now and use the SaberSim ownerships just to kind of see what the difference is. Who is this guy for Denver or for Golden State Post? Who that guy is. All right, so that's the way we're dealing with this. But let's, again, to get processed, let's do the same thing without putting my stupid projections in. Let's just go with the SaberSim projection. We'll make 2 changes, and we'll do the same thing. And we'll build, we'll do the same process. We'll see 2,000 lineups, and we'll wait for this to fly. And as this does, we'll start to close out a couple of things here. Let's take a look at JBC. As I predicted, this is going to be tough to beat, especially with Curry sitting there like a Duke. You know what I mean? Like how's this losing? It's just not. And nothing's really changed in the hockey. It's all disaster pretty much. And the monster, we're still cashing, but we're not gonna. Boy, why can't we get anything going here? I mean, I guess we should be able to, right? We have 2 guys heading into the 4th.
We also have Derek Jones Jr., who is, I mean, I can't really ask for too much more for him, right? I mean, he's got 18.8 fantasy points, almost a whole half to go. And again, as you see these scores are way too aggressive for me to like expect to get anything. But I could beat, a couple of these guys, maybe. I might be able to get in the top 10. Right? That's something. Let's go here. It's at 72. Mazwa is just killing people tonight. I mean, he really had a beat on the slate. That's for sure. I ran my first set of NFL lineups today. I'm going to be doing a preview with Bobby tomorrow, and you guys want to see what that looks like? Yeah, me as well. So I'll just really want to pull this up. I'll just show you the results of it right now. All I did was I just uploaded my own projections, and I ran everything, without any changes. And I used the contest fields that SaberSim kind of recommended. Made no other changes. And let me see actually what I would be getting. Viewing exposures, NFL. But you know what? This is not particularly exciting. I want to pull up actual lineups. But just for fun, I mean, in the classic slate, I'm getting 90% Barkley. Ooh, what a surprise. McLaurin. Wow, 47% Xavier Worthy, huh? Okay, that's not what I was expecting. What are the quarterbacks? Oh my God, Giddy, Mr. Rebound. The quarterback. Wow, this is actually pretty cool. I have my pretty well spread out with the quarterbacks. I have like some of everybody, which is actually interesting. So let's pull this up. Okay, so let's make sure this is the right build. So let's just see what this looks like with just the SaberSim projections. With the SaberSim projections, let's see if it's the same. I can't imagine it being much different. All right, so the first thing you'll notice is that it's a little more DRX-ish when you just use the SaberSim projections. This Giddy is so weak. Oh, sorry, N1. My bad. All right, so, and let's see what kind of stack exposure we'd be getting. So if you just ran the SaberSim projections, you'd be getting all 4 threes. You'd be getting all 4 threes and mostly T1, the BFX, and as far as 4. Wow, this is interesting though. Okay, so check this out. If you use the SaberSim projections, the majority of 4-mans you'd be getting would be from BFX, not from T1. So that's something to consider. Now let's run the Sims using the SaberSim projections. Oh, is that right, Tipo? Nice. So when you run the SaberSim projections, you'd be getting, first of all, with team stacks, you'd be getting T1, DFX. You'd be getting actually pretty decent mix of this of the DRX underdog here and a little bit of the KT Welster. But let's just see about the stack exposure. They still want you to play all these 4-2s. So it's going to be up to you. Giddy with another rebound. Am I actually... Oh, my God, but they're down 17 points. Oh, goodness. Curry with a rebound. It's fourth quarter. So they've got to get to overtime here somehow. Am I actually picking up any steam here? Let me just see. Yeah, look at this, 13th place, right? Okay. I might be able to get in that top 10 after all. That's not bad. So regardless of whether you use my projections or any of them, if you want to play the lottery, I hate to like recommend this, but all I will just say is that the newest version of The Sims from Saber Sim is driving you to these 4-2s. And if you believe like what I believe, that the Sims are something to be used as a learning tool, meaning that you should instead of saying, "Oh boy, well, why is it not giving me the 4-3s I want?" I would look at it more like, "Well, why is it not giving me the 4-3s that I think I want?" You know? Ooh, what was that? Is that a turnover by Giddy? Yeah, I can't get a. So the 20-point game, you can't leave the game. So we're in 12th place here. It's got to stay remotely close so that we keep Curry and Giddy at least in the game until the end. So it's like weird. Like I can't really root for a 3 from Curry here. So here's a foul. Oh my God. Underneath. Yeah. So the other thing I will note is that in my lineup builds, I'm leaving some money on the table, but it's not like I'm leaving like $1 million on the table. I know that if I demanded 4-3s, I would probably end up leaving like a ton on. Oh my God, like a ton on the table. Like to kind of show you. Like let's go back. So let's even stick to the Saber Sim. Oh, who hit that 3? Is that Curry? Well, the good thing is, you know what I can do? I can just rewind it. How about that? All right, let's see who hit that 3. Oh, I don't think it was him. Let's just see this. Is Curry going to come off that screen? No, someone else coming off. It's TrueDFS coming off the screen. Oh, it wasn't even a 2. It was just a 2. All right, not a big deal. Okay. 105.83, 22-point game. You can't give up here. Well, that's kind of the idea, D Pope, of the Sims, right? If the majority of the stacks are 4-3s, it's not so easy. You can't just say, well, because everybody's playing 4-3s, we should play 4-2s, because the 4-2s have to have a chance. You know, this is like the F1 thing, right? It's that, you know, we can find you unique lineups, but you've got to make sure they have a chance. Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels. Okay, so we've got issues here because Giddy's now out of the game. 22-point game. Yeah, overtime. Yeah, it's just not happening, though, Depot. They're not making up 22 points. With any luck, you know, Giddy stays on the bench for like 3 minutes. They keep it close enough where they can bring him back in. And then you know, then we just kind of go back and forth. And I think the lofty goal is for me to get 10th. You know, I think that's fair. I mean, it's a fair goal at least. So what was I saying? Oh, right. So let's say that in this construct where I've run the Sims, I demand 4-3 onlys. So we take off the 4-2s. We take out the 3-3s. So my question before I pull this up is, what do you think we'd be getting? And this is a way to play. Like if you don't want to play 4-2s, but you still want to let the Sims guide you, you can play the Sims, you can sim it out, and then demand only 4-3s. And then probably what you end up getting, if I'm not, you see, this is not surprising. You'd be getting a bunch of T1, but look at all the DRX you'd be getting, Brandon. You'd be getting like 58% DRX, and you'd be getting a full 25% KT roster. So this is really the way I played last year. And I did really, really well last year. But I think I'm going to experiment with the other one for a while. This is what was my total process last year. I would run the Sims, and then I would say, you know what? F the 4-2s, right? I'm still going to demand the 4-3s and go with that. And so what you'd end up getting is mostly, you know, 4-3s, but not the chalk variety. Like, let's just see how many T1 with DRXs there would be. Okay. We'd be getting, a full 15, actually. Oh, not DRXs, sorry. How many T1 with BFXs we'd be getting? We'd be getting 12. And let's inspect what these 12 would look like. I imagine it wouldn't be many T1 four-mans. Yeah, so there's BFX four-man, BFX four-man, BFX four-man, BFX four-man. So this would be a T1 four-man. This is the one T1 four-man that you would get. And you'll note, by the way, does this ring a bell, this lineup? Didn't we just look at this for the Triumphant Warrior just like 20 minutes ago? And then the other one is, again, four-man DFX. So this is actually a pretty solid way to play League of Legends. Okay? If you ran Sims that only give you one or two teams, not exposure at all, I would do it just the way I did it. I mean, like, if you ran the Sims, then you usually get like a decent amount of both of everything. Oop. Okay. So you see this? I mean, I think this is pretty instructive. So this is like totally like another way to play this, and I might go back to this pretty quickly. You know, I might, for example, I might play maybe half my lineups with these types of things, and half of my lineups with kind of like leaning into those 4-2s. What I have to do is I have to inspect really how owned these lineups are, like how duped these particular lineups are. Let's see. By the way, let's see what I wonder if I could do that same thing with the pool. Yeah, so 1,147 lineups in the pool. I want to download these to a CSV and look at something. Now it's a 23-point game. I am not happy about what's occurred here. I mean, Curry with the rebound. I really don't think Giddy's getting back in the game. So this is the like that. Okay. So this is the spreadsheet that has all the data for all the lineups that we built, like all 1,100 lineups. So what I like to do is look at a couple of things regarding these, and this thing is going to prove my point here. So what this is a list. This is a ranking of how often these lineups that we created show up as duped in the Sims, and you'll notice that you don't see too many, right? Too many dupes. And the reason why is because it's see how it's listing these by ROI. And if you're really doing it right, your highest ROI lineups are not going to be overly duped, right? So like, for example, I mean, if you look at, hold on a minute. If we sort these 1,100 lineups by dupes, you can see that there are a bunch that are projected to be duped multiple times. But those lineups, if we resort by ROI, are not being represented in the top ROI lineups. So one thing that you can do, if you want to be particularly greedy, and this is actually something that I might do. So let's go back to. You want to do that? You know, let's actually do this. This will be actually something somewhat useful. Where were we before? Was this the old build? Yeah. So instead of just, this was using our projections again. So let's go back. We'll do the same thing we just did before. We'll go to the pool. We'll download these. Ooh, Giddy's back in the game? Well, that's good news, I suppose. Hold on. All right, so this is our lineups again. And we are going to sort these. And we're going to take a look again. So these, again, are sorted by well, it's not sorted by ROI. Let's now sort it by ROI. So here we sort it by ROI. You will see that we have 0 sim dupes in most of the lineups, but there are a couple that have like 9 dupes. So what we can do is we can get rid of those. So we'll delete this one. We will delete this one. And we'll just delete all of these that are showing up. Now, this is not guaranteeing that the ones that we have remaining are not going to be duped, but at least we're trying. You know what I mean? Like, at least we're attempting. It's not like we're costing ourselves like just like a nut lineup by doing this, right? So now we're almost there. And, ooh, found one that's 6-way duped. Don't want that. So now what we'll do is we'll just take these remaining ones. What did I say? What do we have? 36 lineups in the 35 lineups in the Shock Blast. So we'll take these. Go back. Oops. Go back into edit entries. 110 to 89. I really like that they're keeping these guys in the game. Well, just give me a chance, right? And let's put these in. Boom. Save. Oh, yeah. 3 by someone we don't want. 3 by someone who's about to call game. Oh, Giddy got good. Giddy with a foul got fouled. Okay. Should I take a look and see how I'm doing here? Let's see. How do you upload that? How do you download them? So again, same thing as before. So we're looking at these now, right? We built these. These were the lineups we built at the very beginning, like this 2,000 lineups. Actually, only built 1,259. Okay. So then when you have this, like it usually this is like the main view that you get, right? When you after you build your lineups, you have a 36, but instead of like just putting the 34, yeah, I don't have time, but it's just the same. And then you select pool, and then when you download the CSV, you'd be getting all of the lineups, but most important, you're getting all of this data. Like if you want to sort by geo mean, you can do that. If you want to X out like by salary, you could filter and do that. Ooh, there's Curry. Ooh, I think that might be the end. Ooh, is he going to be out now? I think he might be. Crap. And if you want to filter by dupes or whatever, you can certainly do that. All right, let's take one more look at this monster. It's probably going to show top 10, but then I'm going to fade. Yeah, there it is. I knew it. So 10th place, I'm getting there, but I think that could be the end of the Curry experience. I mean, he's only got freaking like, man, that's too bad too. Look at my Derek Jones Jr. Oh my God. This is nuts. This is a shame, huh? Like if this game were closer, I mean, am I like sort of in contention? No, probably not. But I mean, these guys have 370. I mean, these are like real numbers here. And I just dropped into 11th. Yeah, I figured that was going to happen. Ooh, do I have anything going on here in this? No, excuse me. Did I tell you what Maswin was doing here? This is Maswin in the lottery. This is complete ownership. I mean, I'm like so excited that I have something in 79th or whatever this is. Not even. This is 791st. So that's pretty much it. Good luck to everybody. I hope boy, 55 people watching this. I hope that the LOL thing helped you guys, and it's gonna do it. Good luck, everybody.